are the pressures to go open coming from?
Oh, I think the pressures to go open are coming from all of us. They're coming from the life that we lead when we're not in formal learning, which has changed remarkably. If you ask people, any audience of say 100 people, how many people have exchanged, shared some knowledge in the past, say, 7 days through social media or any other form, 100 hands will go up. And yet, 10 years ago, you may have got 3, 4 hands. So I think it almost crept up on us. It's happened so subtly that we haven't always been aware of it. But the point I try to make in my book and in my presentations is that if we have that kind of control over our own lives when we're not in formal learning, we expect it now when we are at college or work or university. So I think the challenge is how those providers of formal learning can recognize now how people want to learn socially and can change their services to allow that to happen.
Where is the transition to open happening in learning?
I've heard people talking about open education resources as kind of it's going open, but it seems to me it's much more than that. And yes, sometimes I work in schools and they'll say, but we've got a student council. But again, they are fairly token gestures. So I think we need to think about how can we change the whole structure of learning so that the learners are much more self-directed and even self-determined. And that sort of philosophy was popular in the 70s and in the 80s. But I think I can feel that it's making a comeback, and people are recognizing that in an era where we can learn wherever we like.
You talk about people-powered innovation. Can innovation and innovativeness be taught in schools, and can we learn it?
Well, I obviously believe that you can, but I think it is also about providing a context whereby the learning can develop those innovations. In other words, if you look at things like project-based learning, where kids are having to think about providing a service which doesn't exist, they're immediately in the mindset. If they're just filling in a worksheet, yes, you're not. And you can't sit with a group of students and talk them through innovation as a step-by-step process. I don't believe that's the way it works. But I do believe, having had a performing arts background myself, that the arts have kind of developed innovation for years, decades, because it's all about the project. It's all about making the learning real.
How would you describe in one sentence your experience of OEB this year?
This is my first time here. It's been fantastic. There's a real buzz about the place. I've met so many people in the last couple of days who seem to think, oh, is it worth it? Am I doing the right thing? And that's what's great about conferences like this. You come here, you're with like-minded people, and you think, yeah, it is worth it. And they go back, you can tell they're already energized, and they're going to go back further energized. So that's great.